What is up? Welcome back. Today I want to show you how I made this split tie-dye tumbler, and it is a very easy process that anybody can do. I used waterslide paper, vinyl, and a clear decal from Banff Custom Creations. I highly recommend her decals. I will link them down below. The other thing that I did use was glitter vinyl from Tech Wrap, and it is no longer glittery, so I love their other vinyls, but I don't necessarily recommend the actual glitter vinyl, so you may just want to stick with black or a different color. All materials and links are linked in the description box below. Let me know in the comments what you think of the cup. I am using Bright Tone to apply this white glitter. Remember to prep your cup. I have a white base because I'm using a white glitter. I will put the glitter on and layer my Bright Tone until it is completely smooth. If you want more information on how to get your cup glittered and smooth, I'm going to link a video right now above and below. But you don't want to get started on your decals until you have a completely smooth surface. Once it is smooth, you can get your decal ready. I printed my decal on a water slide. I have a couple others on there to fill up the sheet, but I printed it on my water slide paper. And because I have an inkjet printer, I need to seal it. For this one, I'm using the Bullseye Zinsser Shellac, which only takes a couple hours to dry. So you're going to spray 3 coats, maybe 4, about 30 minutes apart. And then after your final coat, you're going to let it dry for 4 hours. And because it is alcohol based, it only needs 4 hours. If you don't have the Zinsser Shellac and want to seal it in another way, I will link a video right now above and below. So again, since I use the shellac spray, I wait 4 hours and then now I can submerge it in the water and get that to release. I always wet the surface first, and something I don't have on video is that I taped off where I was going to put the water slide. So you can see the blue painter's tape that I have. I have that going down both sides, which will help me cut this in the place that I want it. So once you get your water slide on the cup, sort of position it where you want it. It will move a little bit while it is still wet, but when you're doing full wraps and half wraps, you really don't want to move it too much. Otherwise, you might get it, it might stretch or crack. So then I use this silicone brush to brush out all of the water, right? Once you get all of the water out, it will no longer move anywhere. So I kind of like to go up and down and horizontal just to get as much water out as I possibly can. I then take a paper towel and just clean up gently some of the water so it's not sitting in any pools of water. Let this dry about 20 minutes, and then you can take your X-Acto blade and cut down the tape, because then you can have it marked in a straight line, right? It's just using a guide to be able to then remove the tape and have a nice seam. And repeat that for the other side. You want to let this dry for several hours before you start layering your Bright Tone. It needs to be completely dry. I usually wait overnight before I start layering my Bright Tone. Here I'm going to do 3 coats of Bright Tone 4 hours apart just to give that water slide some protection before I add my vinyl. For the vinyl strips, I cut rectangles with my silhouette that are about 10 inches by 0.2 inches, 0.2 inches, just to make a small rectangle. You can change the width to be however you want, however thick or however thin makes you happy. That's what you should do. So I just placed it on the edge of the water slide. And something I forgot to mention is that I did trim the top and bottom of the water slide with my knife as well. And then I went in and trimmed the vinyl. I am using this glitter vinyl, but it does not stay glittery under Bright Tone, so I don't really recommend it for that purpose. If you're not going to put Bright Tone over it, it's really pretty. I would just use regular black vinyl though. So this decal I got from Banff Custom Creations, and this is a clear decal that is printed with white ink behind it. So you could put it on a darker glitter and it would still pop, but wow, it is so pretty. And you can honestly barely see the edges without any Bright Tone over it. That's how clear it is. So once I got my vinyl on, I did about 4 coats of Bright Tone every 4 hours before I went in to sand. So again, you want to have 4 coats on there before you do any sanding, but the sticker decal and the vinyl is about the same thickness. So once I had 4 coats on there and I let it dry, I just went over with my 400 grit sandpaper around the decals and on the seams so I could help get it even faster. So once you get it sanded just over the vinyl, not the whole cup, wipe it clean and then do a few more coats of bright tone. Depending on your skill level and how many times you've done this, you may need to do another sanding, but usually I only need to do one. Sometimes two, so keep that in mind. And once the tumbler is finished, as always, let it dry for 5 days. This one would look good with a decal, I think, somebody's name down that rainbow part. So let me know what you think and enjoy the next video.